Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 360 Event Center. My name is Athabur from 360 Event Center, welcoming you all this evening. Today is the Coronavirus COVID-19 Voice of Community Day 10. The discussion today would be mental health. And today we have very important guest with us. I'll introduce one by one very soon. First of all, I would like to go to Dr. Rastogi. Dr. Rastogi is a psychiatrist. Dr. Rastogi, are you able to hear us?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Could you please give us your short introduction? Then we'll go to Indrani Mukherjee and then Sakina Akhtar. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm a consultant psychiatrist. I work at MediMind. I'm the director of MediMind. My area of interest is mood disorders, women's health, and children's health. And I work with a team of psychologists and psychiatrists. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Dr. Rastogi. Now I would like to go to Ms. Sakina.
This is Sakina here. Thanks for inviting me. I love to work with my community, and I'm very much eager to listen to Miss Rastogi and Dr. Indrani Mukherjee today.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sakina. Now we'd like to go to Indrani Mukherjee. Hello, Indrani, can you hear us?
Mukherjee. কাজ করি MediMind-এ। তো আজ আমাদের ইনভাইট করেছেন, আশা করি আপনাদের কিছু আমরা বলতে পারবো, কোনো জ্ঞান নিয়ে বলতে, মানসিক কথা বলতে পারবো।
Thank you, Indrani Mukherjee. Now we'll go to Dr. Rastogi. We got few questions here already because it's about the mental health and the situation we are going through. So the first question would be for Dr. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
For some reason, I can see the video is not coming through correctly, so I'm not sure like what's happening.
Is it?
I can hear people, so their voice is breaking. So, yeah, for some reason, I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay, so the question to Dr. Rastogi is, what does it mean when it comes to mental health, and what does it mean in relation to the general population? I'll read out the question again because it's breaking. So what does it mean when it comes to the mental health, and what does it mean in relation to the general population? Thank you. Are you able to?
Yes, I am, very clearly.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rastogi.
Thank you. So, as you know, with the COVID-19 being a pandemic, it has taken a lot of bearing on mental health. Social integration or connections is a very important part of mental well-being. And this has been quite threatened in the presence of the COVID-19 pandemic. So what does that mean? Mental health is going to be on the rise, mainly because there's uncertainty about treatment, about future. There's so much financial instability and the social isolation that's caused a lot of challenges in terms of how do we adapt? What is the future? What is the normal? And these are big questions that is causing a lot of anxiety in the general population. There's a lot of fear. How are we going to live? What's going to happen? And this is something that can be very challenging in the next 6 months. And people are going to come across a lot of anxiety and questions which we still don't have the answer because we're living in a very gray area at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dr. Rastogi.
Do you have any suggestions for us to develop our mental health and handle this situation?
Yes, so I think this is a new life we are leading, all of us, and nobody has the right answers. And there are times, it is testing times for all of us as to what we need to do. Certainly the advantages of social isolation, and we need to embrace them. One is, it is very hard when you're working from home and there's no routine. So it's very important to create a routine in currently living at home. The key is slow down, enjoy certain things where we've never had the pleasure to do things. Things like connecting with the nature, being grateful, things like having, exercise is very important. One of the main issues with mental health is we eat more, we are bored, we're not exercising, and that can lead to a lot of problems. So we need to exercise, we need to maintain a bit of routine. Sleep hygiene, so important. If you're not exercising, if you're not going out, you're not going to sleep. And if you don't sleep, what happens? Your mind's working 24/7. You're going to have anxiety, depression. So these are big challenges we all are facing from working from a high momentum in our body. We're reprogramming and there are problems. Our brain's not adjusted to our body and the environment. One of the things I strongly suggest is to avoid watching news and the media. I would strongly say to watch news only for half an hour because it is important to know what's happening, but it's also a source of marked anxiety, fear, because there is a lot of negativity. And I'm sure one will talk a little bit more, but things like creativity, this is a time to explore new things, new avenues, cooking, connect with, family members, call up friends. It's a time to learn technology where we all are, not very familiar with. And it's a very stressful time for people, especially parents and, family and friends who are very old, who are not very good with technology and they need help. So I think the key message is slow down, live the moment, embrace gratitude and learn to sail through the gray area in our lives.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rastogi. That was.
I have a question for Dr. Indrani Mukherjee. I know Indrani Mukherjee, one of the very renowned and very famous singer, and we just love your singing. I know music is a therapy. We have noticed recently through Facebook, there is a lot of live programs and concert people are doing from distance. What do you think of this and do you encourage?
I would speak from the perspective of a clinical psychologist. And I agree with Dr. Rastogi that it is important to slow down and just take a view, a perspective of what's happening in life and the negative thoughts that are bothering you and, the increase of negative emotions. Perhaps you're becoming more angry. Perhaps you're more anxious. Look into the physical symptoms of how you feel. Be in touch with your feelings. Part of, for example, in anxiety, you might experience palpitations, increased palpitations, shaking hands, you might experience sweating, and along with that, you might experience a lot of negative, catastrophic thinking, like things are going to be the worst, and it's the worst outcome that you think will happen. So what that does is that it's taking away your energy and focus from the present and taking away your focus from what you can with what you have. So I would say take stock of your resources. And by resources, I mean your time. You've got the whole day now. So take stock of that resource and look after your health. It's very important. If your health depletes, then how would you help another person? So it's important that you take care of your health. Engage your mind into things that are purpose. So just as Dr. Rastogi said, you could start learning something, new technology, or you can start learning language. Or there are a variety of things that you can engage in today's world in the internet. It's not just movies and soap operas. You can see a lot of other. You can learn music, learn how to play the guitar, or anything, or how to paint. Look into the different places in the world. So there's a lot of things that you can do with your time. But I would say that try to make a routine. Have a time to get up and have a time to go back to bed. And in between that time, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, in the night, have one thing that you would commit to do. Commit to doing it rather than relying on your feelings to do it. So you may not feel it at all because of how things are. You may feel quite down, you may feel anxious, you may feel irritable, but commit yourself to that. In the morning, I get up at this time, this is what I do. And if you chalk out your routine, you would find that you are able to cope with this pandemonium more effectively. Thank you.
Thank you, Indrani Mukherjee. That was. Is other people, can they hear us? Actually can see here the videos. Only Dr. Indrani Mukherjee. I'm getting her video signal, but others are still not sure what's happening. Are you able to hear us? All of us, can you hear each other?
Yes, we can.
Okay, for some reason, I think the video signal, we are not getting it. Okay, now Sakina Akhtar, I can see she is moving, but not yet Dr. Rastogi. Her camera is still, we can see it's still. So, all right. So I have another question for Dr. Rastogi.
Yes.
With this pandemic situation, we know that it's it's growing. Some of the country, they are reaching to the peak. Some of them are not yet in control, but yeah, the growing curve is going down. So the question is, there will be more people will be affecting with this mental health issue in coming future with this pandemic situation?
Yes, it's predicted that mental health will rise in the next 6 to 9 months. And as we said, there are a lot of reasons for that. One is social issues, one is employment, one is changes that are going to occur in our lifestyle. And it is going to be very challenging. How do we address this mental health issue and the burden? We're not talking of people who have mental illness. We're talking of general population who are going to go through this curve in the terms of their employability and their finances. Having financial security is a big part of well-being, mental well-being. And if that's been threatened, it can impact all of us, not only individually, but their families, relationships, and also connectedness. So it is a big threat what we are going to be facing in the next 6 to 9 months. Having said that, things that are uncertain and that are beyond our control, we cannot stop that. But if we can start doing certain things within ourselves and in our environment, we can decrease the mental illness burden and work step by step in small little steps. There is hope in terms of trying to making these changes in your day-to-day routine. And it is very important that if we decrease the stress hormones in the brain and promote a lot of positive hormones in the brain by adopting to simple lifestyle changes, we are likely to feel better and come out better as a community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
May
Rustagi.
I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm not too sure if it's a stupid question, but I'm not too sure what is the difference between psychiatrist and psychologist.
Okay, that's a very good question. I don't think it's a stupid question. And a lot of people ask us, how are you different from a psychologist and vice versa? My role is not to differentiate or have more power over a psychologist, but as a psychiatrist, we are trained more into the diagnostic spectrum in terms of having a wider diagnostic knowledge to diagnose. And sometimes if they need treatment like medications, we do start medications. As psychiatrists, we also provide some talking therapies. However, as psychologists, they are trained mainly into different kinds of talking therapies, which are just as useful for mental well-being. So what we say is psychiatry is not all about taking medications and saying it's okay. It's a package where you may need medications, but the talking therapies are very, very important part of well-being. Medications can only help you with some hormone changes, but it does not change your thoughts. So to change your thoughts, to learn some new ways of thinking, you do need a psychologist to challenge you and work with that. So we work as a team. We don't work as a psychiatrist and a psychologist. Having said that, patients do come to us for an initial diagnosis. Maybe they may need some medications, which may be helpful, and then we refer them to a psychologist to help them with thinking and changing some of their beliefs.
Recently, thank you. Recently, few of my friends, I have noticed there is a little bit of change in them. Some are
Something went wrong. I cannot hear them. I think they cannot hear me either. I'll just sorry. Okay, I have to communicate back to them. We apologize for the technical issues. Something went wrong. So, okay, I have to get this sorted.
absolutely right that mindfulness certainly will help your friends, Deepa, Sakina. The other thing is that just which
Okay, that's okay. I will ask that again. That's fine.
I'll just make the announcement because it may happen, the live show, the technical problem there could be. So
That's okay. Let's go back.
Yeah, I'll go back. So just let me sort this out quickly. Dr. Rastogi, in the meantime, do you mind to disconnect the call and rejoin to see if your video is coming in? Because your video is still.
Okay.
If you hang up the call. Thank you.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we had some technical issues. This is a live show, and it may happen. So one of the call got dropped, and we lost the conference bridge altogether with the studio. So we just got the news from the back office, and we are restoring the connectivity right now. So hopefully, yes, we can see that people, they're back. That's really good. We'll be straight back to the studio again. And hello, everyone. I can see everyone now. Hello. That's good to see you back all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. It's perfect now.
Yes.
All right. Maybe we'll go back to the question what Sakina was asking to Dr. Rastogi. Thank you.
Actually, I was asking, like, we are going through a very big social, emotional, financial difficulties. So I have noticed few of my friends is posting on Facebook the information which is a bit low, a bit sad, looks like they don't want to talk to anyone. And I was thinking, like, meditation, is it going to help anyway, or what is your suggestion?
Meditation is a form of mindfulness. We need to practice some form of mindfulness to help our brains relax. Your body needs to relax. Your brain is a muscle. It needs to relax too. So how does the brain get its message? We talked about the brain gets its message through the 5 senses, to touch, taste, smell, hearing, and vision. These 5 senses are very important pathways for the brain to get messages. And hence, if we use those 5 senses in our day-to-day life, it can actually help to, meditate and also learn some mindfulness. So it could be things like you could do a mindful cooking, you could do a mindful walk, you can mindfully see a TV show, you can knit mindfully. The list is endless. But what's very important is meditation and mindfulness. What do they do to our brain? They actually decrease the stress hormone and they stimulate the happy hormones in our brain. This is what medications do. But if you can embrace mindfulness and practice that on a daily basis, even for 10 minutes a day, which is not a lot, you will see the difference long term. There has been a lot of studies and, scientists over the years have proven that mindfulness helps to increase the blood flow, helps the brain to thrive. And if you're not aware, it's really something I need to tell people is it actually improves your memory over time. So there are advantages, and there wouldn't be any better time than now at the moment while you're socially isolated to start embracing it and practice. It's like practice makes you perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Indranidhi, may I have few words from you, please?
Yes, just to add on that, on the 5 senses, a good exercise might be on each of the senses, start to make a list on things that are visually pleasing. And you actually can write up a list on that. And then on audition, like what do you like to hear? What soothes you? It soothes your nerves and makes you happy and, makes you feel calm. What are the tastes? What are, things that you like to sip, like a chamomile cup of tea, or something with honey? It's very soothing. Things like touch. What are the things that helps you to, feel relaxed, comfortable, that are pleasant? So make a list of these things, and also in terms of smell. What are the things that? The thing is that when you make a list, you may not have those exact things in front of you. For example, if I said, well, the sea actually calms me down, but we can't go to the beach now due to the social distancing and everything. So, but you can actually imagine and bring that to your mind, where you can feel, see, smell the sun on the beach. So that might be a useful way of managing your stress and your depressed mood and anxiety at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you able to hear us? Hello, sorry, I have to check it because it was very, very silent.
Yes.
There is another question just came through. This will be for, I believe it's for Dr.
Rastogi.
Hello. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. It's a little bit of break. So the question, what I was saying is, there is a question came through, and I believe this goes to Dr. Rastogi. So there is we need we need to deal with the mental health issue, and this is coming more and more because people, they're at home. So people, they're asking like what sort of medication they can have. Is it like any specific medication, or it can go with a different, very generic medication as well?
So that's a very broad question to answer. There is no medication for one illness. I do not suggest to give medications in the first place, as I would suggest the most important thing first is to start seeing a psychologist, do some talking therapies, try and make some changes in your behavior and environment before you jump to medications. Some of the medications you might need may help you with sleep. There's some natural medications. There is one called melatonin, which is the brown pigment of your skin, and it's a natural chemical, and you can get that in the form, you can buy that. And most of the people, they need medications for either sleep and anxiety. And so you can try and use some natural ways to help you to sleep before you jump to the big medications or the medications like antidepressants and mood stabilizers. We need to understand these medications don't work straight away, and they do take a while to work, and they basically are used when other treatments have failed, like talking therapies. So that's when a psychiatrist like me would jump in and assess their level and the severity of their condition and how much it's impacted their function, and would prescribe medications appropriately. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rastogi. I got another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a child, 9 years old. I know all of us, we are struggling with kids right at this moment because no school. They are struggling to do Zoom education, which is new for many of us as well. And like giving them a quality time. I'm very lucky, my parents, we live together. So she's getting very good value time from her grandparents. But most of the families are actually like by themselves. So what is your suggestion? How should we deal or like behave with children now? do we transmit our tension, our stress to them, or how do we like make them still childish, not transmitting our tension and all the crises? So how it's possible? Is there any suggestion from both of you?
Sure, there is a lot of parental burden. I'm lucky I've got adult children, so I've passed that age. But that is very commonly expressed by a lot of parents who come to see us, is how do we keep them stimulated? How do we try and put some boundaries on social media and them being on the computer and laptop? And how do we work with them? There are two ways to look at it. There is a positive way. This is your only time to bond with the family, to really have precious moments with your children, which we will never get this chance in our lifetime to ever do that. We lead such a busy life, and it is such a mechanical life. This is the time to watch them, to see, to play board games, to just become like a child and engage in meaningful things like art, Play-Doh, painting. Get them to cook, get them to do household activities. It's a memory you will cherish all your life. And I think this is the biggest gift you've got, the time with your family. So we can turn the social isolation, the negativity around, and try and thrive on our bonds, thrive on happiness in the house, and cook meals together, make this a happy place. It is you have to be very careful. As you said, as a parent, the fear and anxiety will be transmitted to them, because if you're going to be irritable, it's going to portray on them. So this is a time to give hope. They are the future of our, of the world. And if we create that uncertainty in them, they're going to be very motivated. I have like adult children who are 21 who are going to step into the workforce. And it's very important. If we are going to say everything is so gloom and everything's going to be bad and they're not going to be jobs, what hope are we giving those children? You're increasing them at a risk of depression. So it's really important that if we embrace a way of life with physical activity and mindfulness and engage them, you're actually giving them the biggest gift of wellness in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Totally agree. And so 3 ingredients for yourself and for your kids and for everyone. Compassion, show compassion to yourself and others, contribute, and connect. So even when the kids are, you can give, this is a formula for everyone. So in their day, look at opportunities and activities in which they can show compassion to themselves, to you, to the family, to their friends. Make sure that there are activities in which they connect. And by connection, I also mean not just connecting over telephone or mobile or over the internet, but connection also means being in touch. And that may start from being in touch with yourself. Things like, self-soothing, things that you can do to connect, take care, nurture. It could be just, massaging your head or just, watering the plants. That kind of connection. Even in the drawing, they can connect. It's a connection. So they get into a flow, a positive energy. So they connect with that and can be, of course, mindful and meditative. So these are the ways that, we can, I guess, overcome and manage the negativity that's around us with our own positivity, with our own resilience and hope and positive activities. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll just quickly make a round to the web, our online viewers. Let's see if there is any comment. So there are few comments came through, but I believe those were actually covered by the question what we had before. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, I think one more question just came through. This is for Sakina Appa. Okay, so the question is for you. Like, you are engaged with the community. You doing a lot of other activities with the kids, with the many other people. Different programs comes, and mainly this April is the month when the Bengali or the subcontinental calendar starts. So we call that Baisakhi, and every year we have Baisakhi Mela. So lots of people we gather together every year. We meet. We know all about this. So what is in your mind is happening this year? Like it's after like a decade or 2 decades, people they're not meeting. We are locked down or isolated or like doing the social distance and staying at home. So what's your current situation, and what would be the message for your friends and families?
Thank you. If I say in Bengali, Utshab Mukhorito Bangla, that means we are festive and celebrating, like we're always busy celebrating all the festivals and occasions. April is the biggest festive season because of new Bengali New Year. So this is definitely a situation where we are feeling really locked down. But I believe wing of mind, nothing can stop. And the technology is so smart now. I'm saying Indranidhi, after so long, probably we don't see each other much. So because of this 360, I can see and talk to Indranidhi. I came to know Dr. Rustogi. I'm so lucky. So this festive season, I'm feeling definitely with everyone, I'm feeling a little bit of stressed with the COVID scenario because I work as a property investment manager, and the Prime Minister has announced 6 months you don't need to pay your rent and there is no termination. So if I think of tenants' point of view, it's a bit relaxing. At the same time, when I think of the investor's point of view, it is really breathtaking. So we will go through a very big loophole. And I am thinking all these things besides this festive season as well. So what I have planned, we have planned actually, Pencil Australia is an online page and is a Facebook group event. All my friends are helping us to celebrate still Pohela Boishak on Pohela Boishak. I'm very lucky to tell you, you will find Dr. Indramini Mukherjee on 14th April. She will be singing for us on Pohela Boishak, 7 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. through Pencil Australia group. Then Ziaul Islam Tomal, he is going to sing Niladri, and then Zerinapa, Nirmal Chakraborty. All of our friends are actually coming up. And Shubir Guho, he plays very good tabla too. Anamika, she will be singing for us. So I am planning and still celebrating through Pencil Australia this Pohela Boishak. I know Bishobina and Rattle the Lock, all other websites, they are also planning in their own way. And definitely whoever is celebrating, we will be there, we will join. At the same time, we will pray for the whole world. We are lucky, we are a little bit in under control situation in Australia. So we are still thinking of celebrating, but my mind is actually going and crying for my motherland, Bangladesh. They are really suffering now. And I grew up in a family where Pohela Boishak in Ramna Botmul, Since my birth, I have seen that Dr. Sanjida Khatun and Wahidul Haq, Amachacha. So I will be missing Chayanot's Pohela Boisak in this year, which I never missed in my entire life. Even after the bombing session and whatever, nothing could stop us. But for COVID-19, we all of us, we are actually like taking a little bit of break. Maybe we needed this break as well, but still we will be celebrating, remembering all of them who is suffering. That is our prime concern now, definitely. So if we even sing, that will be a prayer so that Allah, God, whoever it is, whoever is our creator, the whole world gets its peace back. That's all we want. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakinapa. That was great, inspiring, to tell the society what's happening. And it's good to know that we are going to get the Paila Boisak and happening through the online. So it's keep going. We can see on the screen, it's currently showing that things did not lock down. It's from the from Pencil, Australia. As you can see that it's in Bengali scripted. It's writing that nothing has been locked down. All we are doing is like self-isolation ourselves, but rest of everything is going as it is. We should be happy, we should be proud, and we should be connected to each other the way we were. Also, I'll just quickly go today's status on the COVID, the numbers quickly. Where are we up to? So on the screen, we can see the current status of the COVID. We can see there are 1,612,034 346 COVID. So it's 1.6 million, we can tell. 95,941 people already deceased, and 39,000, about 40,000 people, their condition is serious. And we can see the next is, I'm trying to scroll it down, so it's 361,000 people they have recovered from this COVID-19. Any other question? We are almost end of the program today. If there is any comment, any advice, anything for our community, I would like to request to all of you if you would like to say a few words at the end of the show. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to just say three things. Let's all work together. Let's not forget to smile, and let's live the moment.
I would say that just take one day at a time. And if this was the only day that we are going to be alive, then how would we connect? How would we become compassionate? And how would we contribute? So that will make us that we can be. So that will just help us to be happier, I think. Thank you.
What I want to say, I believe in two sentences very, very strongly. One, nature is always ahead, one step ahead than us. So we are going through a crisis. I'm sure there is solution as well, because we'll be living. Maybe not us, maybe our next generation will be there. Also, there is always next. So we need to believe in that. Don't get upset. Don't feel sad. I might not live very long life, but if I live few seconds, that has to be meaningful. That has to be hopeful. And we need to smile so that that big smile, or I draw such a big smile, it touches the next person. Because we need to live. And we need to try to make others happy as well.
Thank you, Ms. Sakina. That was very inspiring what we discussed, and at the end what you have delivered. That's really valuable and great sentences or the wordings for the people. So in this crisis, we are trying to keep ourselves, safe. We should try to keep others safe as well. So let's work together, as all of us we mentioned, and let's work together for the society. Let's help each other, and the day will be there. There will be bad days, good days, but our good work will give us the results. So let's hope for the best. And thank you very much to be with us. Today we had the discussion about the mental health. Next we'll be looking for our diet and few other crucial subjects which is related with the current pandemic situation. Those are co-related crises we are going through. So we'll try to call all these experts, doctors, professionals, social or the welfare workers to say and encourage us with their valuable words. So keep an eye on our website, keep an eye on our Facebook page, comment, and let us know what you would like to see more. And if you'd like to participate, please visit the page and contact us through. So thank you for being with us. And today we had Dr. Richa Rastogi, Dr. Indrani Mukherjee, and Mrs. Sakina Akhtar. Thank you for your time with us. We are very thankful, and on behalf of 360 Event Center, a very, very thank you to all for participating in this Voice of Community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.